The building you're looking at with 412 on the awning is the Old Grotto. The Old Grotto Theater started in 1907 and ran to about 1925, and it was also the Victory Theater and the Mack Theater in its existence. And I found pictures, actually, of when it was the Grotto and the Victory, but I couldn't find any pictures of when it was the Mack. But the cool thing about this theater, and you can see the brick is really oxidized when you look at the building. It's compared to the pictures you'll see of when it existed back in the early 1900s. But this theater existed during the golden age of silent films. I mean, they would have been playing some of the major movies, popular movies during the silent film era, such as Charlie Chaplin's The Kid, Ben-Hur, even the controversial Birth of a Nation. But if you look at the stairwell, that's kind of cool. And that's all I could really see is just a little bit of the inside. I wish there was a way to get inside. I wish I could find out who owns it. Maybe one day I could find out who does, and maybe it'd be cool to go in and see if there's any remnants or relics from back in the old days of when it was a theater. So I don't know. I'd be curious to see. There could be something. Who knows? It's probably just an empty building, though. It's been sitting empty. It's been abandoned for at least a decade, I think. But so cool to at least see the outside and a little bit of the inside. You know, sometimes we can only get what we can get, but. And looking at the picture, I was noticing that, well, as you can see, the grotto, that sign obviously is no longer there, but the three windows match up, and of course the brick has oxidized greatly since the early 1900s, and you see them when you see the men down there standing. Let me see. If I zoom in, that's kind of some neat statue there. There's one on each side. That's kind of these ancient looking statues. And then down there, of course, they might have had a window where you paid the fee. But the facade was a bit different back then, of course, and it's dilapidated over time, but that's so cool that there is a picture. And then there's a picture of when it was the Victory. But I haven't found one of when it was the Mack. But hey, at least there is some old pictures. Because there's some theaters I went to as a kid that there's no photos of that I wish somebody had taken, or at least I had of. But you don't think of those things sometimes when you're a teenager, you know. It's so cool.